Welcome to day 2 of the Sam Houston State Tournament here at Johnson Coliseum. I'm Gabe Myers and we have 4 games on tap today. The first one pitched the winners of yesterday's games, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats and the Drake Bulldogs. The Wildcats overcame losing the first set yesterday against Texas Southern and went on to win the next 3. They're led by their lone senior, Janae Higgins. The setter had 21 assists along with 7 digs yesterday and will look to stymie the Bulldog attack today. Drake started off the tournament with an impressive straight set victory over the host team, the Sam Houston State Bearcats. It was an overwhelming front line that led the charge, and spearheading the team was 6'4" middle blocker L. Tubbs. Tubbs finished the game with 8 kills and 5 blocks yesterday and will look to overwhelm the Wildcat front line today. We're about to get underway here with day 2 of the Sam Houston State Tournament. Yeah. All right, and here we are with the Sam Houston State Tournament, day 2 today. Day 2 today with featuring the Drake Bulldogs and the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Starting lineups today for the Bulldogs, we have Ellie Tubbs at middle blocker, Natalie Fry, another middle blocker in there as well, Grace Schofield at outside hitter, Gillian Gergen, outside hitter, setter Paige Aspinwall, Catherine Cheek as a defensive specialist, and Kylie McKee starting at libero. For Bethune-Cookman, we have setter Janae Higgins, Jordan Jefferson at outside hitter, Micaiah Hill at outside hitter, Mariah Hill at middle blocker, Skyla Whitaker as a right side hitter, Faith Landreneau as middle blocker, and Shyla Eugene will be the starting libero. Looks like we're about ready to get underway here as Bethune-Cookman and Drake are both on the court right now. Here he goes, McKee comes onto the court for the Bulldogs. Eugene's still waiting to get on here for the Wildcats. And now Eugene will come on the court, replacing Mariah Hill. And the referee throws it out to Janae Higgins, and we're about ready to get underway here with day 2 of the Sam Houston State Tournament. Janae Higgins to serve, and we are underway. Aspinwall sets it up for Tubbs, and she gets the first kill of the game. Elle Tubbs the first kill for the Bulldogs. She led a dominant front line yesterday. Her, Grace Schofield, and Gillian Gergen. Schofield now goes back to serve. Eugene gets it to Landreneau. It's blocked at the front by Tubbs. Aspinwall back to Tubbs, and she gets the kill once again. Tubbs making her presence felt early on, getting the first 2 points of the game. 2-0 Bulldogs here in the first set. These are the 2 winners of yesterday's game. The Bulldogs beating the host Bearcats in straight sets. Bethune-Cookman beating Texas Southern 3-1. Jordan Jefferson with the attack there, stymied. And now Catherine Creek with the attack, but Eugene's able to dig it out. Now Eugene gets it back over to net. Aspinwall's going to set it up for Tubbs again, and Tubbs is blocked at the net by Landreneau, but the Bulldogs able to dig it out as she gets it back over to net. Now Higgins sets it up for Jefferson, and it's blocked but out of play, and Jordan Jefferson with the point right there. And now the Wildcats are on the board, and Jefferson will go back to serve. And the Wildcats, a very young team, just a lone senior, Janae Higgins. And now Jordan Jefferson, an all-conference player in the MEAC a year ago, gets ready to serve. Aspinwall's going to set it up for Tubbs, and Jefferson digs it out in the back. Higgins passes it over to Whitaker, and she gets it over. Aspinwall's going to set it up for Catherine Cheek, and Jefferson lays out for the save. And now Landreneau gets it back over the net. Aspinwall's going to set it up. And Cheek gets it blocked, but they're able to get it back over to Bulldogs are. Higgins to Landreneau, blocked by Tubbs at the top. Now Eugene's going to pass it over to Whitaker, and Whitaker gets the kill. We're tied at 2 here in the first set. Great job by the Wildcats right there. Jordan Jefferson really setting that up, laying out for the save. Now we're tied at 2 here in the first set as Jefferson gets it up and over. And over the line as well. Now it's going to be 3-2 for the Bulldogs. But the Wildcats, a very young team, just one senior, Janae Higgins. They looked a little overwhelmed in the first set yesterday, a lot of mental errors, but they came back to win 3-1 against Texas Southern. Now Tubbs to serve. Eugene to Higgins. Over to Hill. Bulldogs snuff it out. Now Catherine Cheek with the attack. It's saved. Whitaker with the attack is dug out by Schofield in the back. And now Schofield on the attack. And Landreneau able to block it. And that time Whitaker hits it right into the net, and that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. 4-2 now early on. Early on the Wildcats going right at this tall Bulldog front line. Tubbs ready to serve. And that's an ace for Ellie Tubbs, a middle blocker. Don't see that very often. It's now 5-2 Bulldogs. Tubbs 6'4", able to play in the front and the back, a very versatile player. Looks like a violation right there on the Wildcats. It's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. Looks like Landreneau stepped over the line. 6-2 now here in the first set. Tubbs back ready to serve once again. Eugene digs it out. Higgins going to set it up for Whitaker. Out of play right there, and another point for the Bulldogs. 5 straight for the Bulldogs now. And Coach Brittany Williams going to be calling a timeout for Bethune-Cookman, looking to get her young team in check early on. Like I said earlier, Bethune-Cookman, just the one senior, Janae Higgins. A lot of sophomores and juniors on this team. They don't return a lot. The team that went 9-0 in regular season conference play a season ago before a surprising loss in the first round of the MEAC tournament. Bethune-Cookman looking to get back there, the preseason favorites in the MEAC conference. Talking to Coach Williams yesterday, she was very confident in her team. They got off to a rough start, losing the first set to Texas Southern, but really dominated the last 3. This young team was very poised. They're off to another slow start today, but wouldn't be surprised if they get right back into it here. I think she just wanted to call a timeout, settle the nerves. They're playing a very experienced Bulldogs team today. Drake last year went 23-10, and they returned 5 starters from a year ago. And their front line is really where the strength lines. Ellie Tubbs, that middle blocker. Natalie Fry, another middle blocker. That's very good. Grace Schofield led the team in kills yesterday with 12. Gillian Gergen, a junior college transfer, was a big factor in their win yesterday against Sam Houston State, as the Bearcats really had no answer for her. And now the Wildcats have to figure out how to answer this. As you see early on, the height, the size, the athleticism of the Bulldog front line is really affecting the way they attack, as they've had a couple of attacks go out of play. They've had a couple of them blocked. And now Faith Landreneau and Mariah Hill, they really have to do a better job of attacking this Bulldog front line. And Tubbs is back ready to serve now. I think we're about ready to get underway. And there it is. Eugene digs it out. Jefferson's going to pass it to Whitaker. Off-speed attack. It's dug out by Aspinwall. Now Gergen on the attack. That's dug out by Higgins. Eugene to Hill. It's blocked at the top, but she will get it, keep it in play, and that's going to be a kill right there for Mariah Hill. Point for the Wildcats. Now it's 7-3 Bulldogs here. Now middle blocker Faith Landreneau back to serve. Schofield can't handle that serve, and that's going to be an ace for Faith Landreneau. The Wildcat middle blocker right there with an ace, and it's now 7-4. It's like the timeout paid dividends for Brittany Williams. There's Landreneau on a serve. Schofield digs it out. Aspinwall sets it up for Catherine Cheek, and she keeps it inbounds right there, and it's 8-4 Bulldogs. Catherine Cheek getting the kill right there. Cheek, another very versatile player for the Bulldogs, playing both in the front and in the back. Very big part of the win yesterday. Now Caitlin Smith to serve. They got by Whitaker. Hill out of play, and that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. Kai Hill, a left-handed outside hitter. Very tough to defend, but that time not able to keep it in play. Smith ready to serve. Dug out by Jefferson in the back. Higgins to Mariah Hill. And now Schofield on the attack, and Jefferson able to dig it out. Looks like the Bulldogs stepped over the line right there. Now it's going to be a point for the Wildcats. Drake leads 9-5 early on here in the first set. Tynesha Adams and Riley Taylor coming in. Taylor for the Wildcats, she's about to serve. Just a freshman, played a big part in the win yesterday. 11 assists in the win for Riley Taylor in her first college action. And she gets a serve up and over the net. Smith sets it up. And Catherine Cheek, the off-speed attack, works out right there. So you see the experience of Drake right now. They're really doing a good job keeping the Wildcats off balance. So many options on that front line. They have so many different ways they can attack you, and they're using all of them early on. Now Cheek is back to serve. Eugene digs that out in the back. Taylor sets it up for Adams. Bulldogs snuff that one out. And now Schofield on the attack is dug out. There's Shiloh Whitaker over the line right there, and that's gonna be a point for the Bulldogs. 11-5 now. Wildcats off to a slow start here today. Early start time here, 9:30 a.m. There's Sheik on the serve. Taylor's gonna set it up. Mariah Hill not able to get it. Now Cheek gets it right back. It's dug out by Jefferson. Back to Whitaker. Looks like once again the Bulldogs stepped over the line. That's going to be a point for the Wildcats. A couple of mental mistakes early on by the Bulldogs. Didn't see a whole lot of those yesterday, but a couple of them here early on. Now Skylar Whitaker getting ready to serve. Smith. Emily Plock, her attempt is blocked right there. Oh, and a great job. Great job right there by Mariah Hill. Bulldogs did not see that attack coming, caught him off balance. And now Whitaker got ready to serve. Smith sets it up, Natalie Fry. That doesn't work out. Now Taylor sets it up for Jefferson, it's blocked. Smith's gonna set it up now for Schofield, and that's blocked by Mariah Hill. Mariah Hill right now dominating the front line. The Wildcats now have scored the last 3 points, and it's 11-8. And that service by Whitaker out of play, and that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. 12-8 now. The Bulldogs are in the lead. Middle blocker Natalie Fry back there to serve, and Tubbs comes back into the game up front. Adams passes it to Taylor. Jordan Jefferson gets the kill. So this young Wildcats team going right after the Bulldogs front line. It's paying dividends here the last few points. Now Eugene, the libero, getting back to serve. 12-9 Drake here in the first set. Smith to Emily Plock. Dug out by Adams. Now Jordan Jefferson on the attack. That's dug out by Cheek in the back. Schofield gets it over. Taylor passes it to Adams. Tubbs keeps it alive. Now Catherine Cheek, a back row attack. It's blocked by Faith Landreneau, and that's going to be a point for the Wildcats. I'll tell you, the last 5 points or so, the front line's really been dominated by the Wildcats. They're getting back into the set now, trailing just by 2. Eugene gets it over. Smith to Emily Plock. And Plock will get the kill. Left-handed outside hitter right there. Bulldogs at the point now, 13-10. I'll tell you, you saw it a lot yesterday, how much trouble each team had defending left-handed outside hitters. You saw it right there that time. Emily Plock on the kill. Aspinwall on the serve. Taylor sets it up for Jefferson, and is blocked by Tubbs and Gergen. Jefferson once again on the attack, and that time she gets the kill. Jordan Jefferson making her presence felt early on. That's her 3rd kill of the game. Now Janae Higgins, the lone senior, getting ready to serve. Bulldogs lead the Wildcats 13-11. And here we go. Schofield digs it out. Aspinwall back to Schofield, and Schofield will get the kill. It'll be a point for the Bulldogs right there. Grace Schofield led the Bulldogs in kills yesterday with 12. That's her first kill today. Now Maddie Ford coming in for Schofield. We're off and going. Higgins. Pass it to Jefferson there on the right side. It's blocked by Gergen and L. Tubbs over there, and that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. Okay, that's the height of the Bulldog front line really showing itself right there. Higgins to Landreneau, and Landreneau able to get the kill that time. Tell you, this young Wildcat front line not afraid to go right at the Bulldogs.
Now serving for the Wildcats, number 2, Jordan Jefferson.
They're a little undersized, but they've been attacking the Bulldog front line. Aspinwall sets it up for Gergen, and it's blocked by Landreneau up top. Now Catherine Sheet gets it over. Jefferson digs it out. Higgins to Hill. And there it is, Micah Hill right there. Left-handed outside hitter, difficult to defend. That's another point for the Wildcats. They're back in it, down 15-13 here in the first set. Jordan Jefferson once again ready to serve. It's over. Aspinwall now sets it up. It's Catherine Cheek on the attack. Higgins. She handles it. Now Jefferson's going to get it over the net. Gergen to Aspinwall. Back to Gergen, and it gets blocked. Now Aspinwall to Catherine Cheek, and it's blocked again. Aspinwall sets it up for Cheek once again, and it's blocked again, but out of play that time, and the Bulldogs get the point. It's very impressive seeing the athleticism of this Wildcat front line. Faith Landreneau and Micaiah Hill doing a great job. 3 blocks right there in that exchange alone, but the last one going out of play. Now Tubbs on the serve. Eugene to Higgins to Hill. And it looks like a lift right there on the Wildcats. That's going to be a point for the Bulldogs, now leading 17-13. Bulldogs starting to distance themselves a bit now from the Wildcats. And just as I say that, Tubbs serves it out of play, and it's 17-14. And now Faith Landreneau will go back to serve. No Landreneau up front. I imagine the Bulldogs are going to go right down the middle with this. And they do go down the middle with Natalie Fry, and Jefferson's able to dig it out in the back, but doesn't keep it alive for long, and that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. You know, when Faith Landreneau's not in the middle right there, I imagine the Bulldogs are going to want to take advantage of that height mismatch they have with Natalie Fry or Ellie Tubbs up top. Now Caitlin Smith into the game to serve. Jefferson to Higgins, to Whitaker, and Skyla Whitaker with the kill right there. Whitaker really provided an energy boost yesterday for the Wildcats in the second and third sets. And now she's doing the same here early on. Now Higgins and Micaiah Hill are going to come out of the game. Riley Taylor back in, the freshman setter. The Bulldogs lead 18-15 here late in the first set. Sheik digs it out in the back. Smith is going to set it up for Emily Plock. Jefferson able to dig that one out. Now Taylor to Whitaker. It's blocked by Plock. Now Taylor to Tynesha Adams. It hits the antenna up there, and that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. 19-15 now. We're getting late here in the first set. And now Grace Schofield is going to come back into the game. Catherine Cheek ready to go back there, and here's the serve. Doesn't look like Whitaker was able to handle that one. That's going to be a point for the Bulldogs, now up 20-15. And Brittany Williams going to take her second timeout for the Wildcats as her team trails by 5 here late in the first set. I'll tell you what, Bethune-Cookman's been going after the Bulldog front line early on, but whenever Faith Landreneau is not up there up front, there's a size mismatch, and Drake has been taking advantage of it. You know, Catherine Cheek with 3 kills early on, L. Tubbs with 2 kills and a block. Just a lone block for the Bulldogs so far. Tubbs has the 1 block, but you really just see the size mismatch. It hasn't been so many blocks for the Bulldogs, but a lot of attacks going out of play early on because you're having to hit around these tall middle blockers, these tall outside hitters. Drake does a very good job protecting the net. Jordan Jefferson's really done a good job for the Wildcats, though. 3 kills early on, and also leads the team in digs with 6. She's really the most versatile player for the Wildcats, playing up front and in the back. She had a great save earlier, a diving save that led to a point. Jefferson, an all-conference player in the MEAC preseason. You can see why early on she's really stood out, but she needs some of her frontline attackers to help her out. You know, they're not a lot of size for the Wildcats, but they have done a good job protecting the net. Landreneau out of the game right now, though, so that net protection not quite there. Now Plock and Natalie Fry are playing up top for the Bulldogs. Imagine the Bulldogs are going to attack right down the middle if they get this back as Cheek gets ready to serve. Whitaker to Taylor. To Jordan Jefferson is dug out by Cheek in the back. Smith to Emily Plock, and Jefferson once again there. Whitaker on the attack. Smith to Schofield, and there's a kill for Grace Schofield. The leader in kills yesterday was a little quiet early on in the first set, but now starting to come alive late. Bulldogs lead 21-15 here. As Catherine Sheet gets it over. Taylor sets it up for Jefferson, and that's dug out by Kylie McKee. Now Schofield gets it over. Taylor sets it up, and Eugene's able to save it. Now Smith and Natalie Fry, and Fry will get the kill on the slide attack right there. Another point for the Bulldogs, now 22-15 as they're on a 4-0 run here late in the first set.
Now entering the bench for the Wildcats, number 4, Sterling Williamson.
Sterling Williamson now coming in for Skylar Whitaker. And she serves it right into the net that time. It's going to be a much-needed point for the Wildcats. Now trailing 22-16. As a new girl into the game, Sterling Williamson's going to get ready to serve. Or maybe not. Skylar Whitaker coming right back in.
Skylar Whitaker, and she will be serving for the Wildcats.
All right, looks like Whitaker is ready to go here, and we're back underway. McKee to Smith. Grace Schofield out of play. Another point for the Wildcats right there, and it's 22-17. Or no, they're calling it a tip, and that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs, 23-16. Natalie Fry in the serve now. Whitaker digs it out. Taylor to Jordan Jefferson. It's blocked by Ellie Tubbs up top. And now the Bulldogs will have set points. 6'4" Ellie Tubbs right there protecting the net. And Natalie Fry on the serve. Whitaker to Taylor. Tanisha Adams blocked by Tubbs once again. And the Bulldogs take the first set 25-16. The height of the front line really showing itself late in that set. Well, first set, Natalie Fry, 3 kills and 4 attacks, did a great job. Grace Schofield came alive, 3 kills late in that set. And Catherine Sheik tied for the lead with 3 kills and lead and the second on her team with 6 digs. Great versatile player for the Bulldogs there in that first set. I'll tell you, for the Wildcats, you got to figure out how to get around that tall Bulldog front line. We'll be back here with more of the Sam Houston State Tournament volleyball here on the Bearcat Sports Network.
Lately, Bud Light's been talking about what's on their cans. But at Miller Lite, we focus on what's in our can. More taste, less calories, and half the carbs. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
Hey, JJ, what's going on? I thought we were doing a commercial.
Yeah, for HEB Natural Meats with nothing added. So this commercial has nothing added.
No actors, no music, no funny props.
Nothing.
I'll be right back. Hey, guys! JJ said nothing added. Nothing? Nada.
HEB Natural Meats, with no added hormones or antibiotics ever.
When you make something first, you can spell it however you want. Miller Lite, the original light beer. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
Hi, my name's Karch Kirai, head coach of the USA Women's National Volleyball Team. Did you know that USA Volleyball relies on thousands of dedicated coaches, officials, and volunteers, trained, accredited, and held to a vigorous code of conduct? That USA Volleyball is made up of over 5,000 clubs and 325,000 members. We are proud of our Olympic medals and accomplishments, but we are so much more than that.
And we're back with Sam Houston State Tournament Volleyball here on the Bearcat Sports Network. Drake taking the first set over Bethune-Cookman 25-16. This matchup pits the two winners of yesterday's games. So Drake's experience really showed in that first set, a dominant first set win. The Wildcats were able to stay in it for a while, but eventually the experience, the height of the Bulldog front line really showing itself. Ellie Tubbs, Natalie Fry, Grace Schofield, Catherine Cheek really doing a great job keeping the Bulldogs just at arm's length. It's been hard for the Wildcats to get around the height of that front line. They attacked it at times. They went right at it, but it didn't quite work out. Jordan Jefferson did a great job for the Wildcats in that first set. You know, going at the front line, she did a good job playing in the back as well, but at a certain point you have to have more than one area of attack. When Faith Landreneau comes out of the game for the Wildcats, it really leaves a gaping hole in the middle, and the Bulldogs are going right after it. I'm interested to see what adjustments Brittany Williams comes out with. Yesterday, the Wildcats got off to a slow start against Texas Southern in the first set, losing the first set before taking the next three. So I imagine the Wildcats are a little comfortable here, you know, down 1-0. Drake yesterday beating the host team, the Bearcats, in straight sets, and the first two being very tightly contested before winning the third one 25-20. And Drake they've yet to lose a set this season. Now 1-0 on the year, winning in straight sets, and now winning the first set here in this game. And both teams here now are getting back onto the court. I think Drake will get the first serve here. It looks like Paige Aspinwall, the setter, is back there ready to serve. See, final rotation, libero's coming in now. Kylie McKee will replace Natalie Fry for the Bulldogs, and Shyler Eugene will replace Mariah Hill.
Number 17, Paige Aspinwall.
And Aspinwall's ready to serve, and we're about ready to go here in the second set. And here we go. Eugene to Higgins. And Micaiah Hill on the attack. That's dug out right there. The Bulldog attack snuffed out that time. Now Jordan Jefferson gets it over to the net. He able to dig it out. And now Ella Tubbs right down the middle on the attack and gets it to go. It's a point for the Bulldogs. Ellie Tubbs go off to a strong start in the first set and continuing that early on. Aspinwall with the serve. Whitaker digs it out. Eugene over to Jordan Jefferson. And Jefferson gets the kill that time. A little bit of an off-speed attack right there. Unorthodox, but it worked out for the Wildcats, and they tie it at 1. As Jefferson now goes back to serve. I've been very impressed with the versatility of Jefferson so far. She leads her team in kills and digs right now. She passed it to Aspinwall. A new girl into the game, Callan Holmes right there for the Bulldogs. Not able to keep that attack in play, and that's going to be a point for the Wildcats. Now Jefferson getting ready to serve. Sheik to Aspinwall. Holmes once again. That time it's dug out by Jefferson. And it's dug out once again right there. And Gergen's attempt is blocked. Now Aspinwall going to get it right back over to Gergen. And Jefferson digs that out in the back. Higgins sets it up. And Whitaker able to get that just in play. And that's going to be a point for the Wildcats, who now lead 3-1. Wildcats doing a good job bouncing back here in the second set. Good creative attack there by Whitaker. And now Jefferson getting ready to serve. And serves it over the line, and that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. Yeah, I don't think those are mistakes that the Wildcats can afford right now. Now Kaylin Holmes getting her first action of the season, getting ready to serve. Aspinwall keeps that alive. Now Catherine Cheek keeps it in play that time, and she'll get the kill from the back row. It's going to be a point for the Bulldogs, who now tied at 3. Callan Holmes gets ready to serve once again. Eugene digs that one out. And Whitaker, great job by Aspinwall to keep that in play. And Gergen not able to get it over the net, and that's going to be a point for the Wildcats. Tried to finesse that one over to just over the net, not able to get it over that time though. It's now 4-3 here early on. Faith Landreneau gets ready to serve. Holmes digs that one out. Aspinwall to Gergen. And Gergen that time gets the kill, making up for a mistake a point ago. We're now tied at 4, and Natalie Fry's going to come into the game.
Serving for the Bulldogs, number 4, Ellie Tubbs.
So you one middle blocker goes to the back row, another one comes into the front row. Tubbs serving, and Natalie Fry comes into the game up top. And Tubbs on the serve. Jefferson digs that out. Higgins to Hill. So that time, Micaiah Hill on the kill right there. These left-handed outside hitters, you see both teams having trouble defending them.
12, Tynesha Adams, and number 15, Riley Taylor.
Now Tynesha Adams and Riley Taylor back into the game.
For the Wildcats.
That's the Wildcats leading 5-4 here in the second set. Taylor with the serve up and over the net. Cheek digs it out. And the attack is blocked right there. Aspinwall once again on the setup. And Jordan Jefferson digs it out, and Wildcats able to get it back over the net. Aspinwall sets it up for Fry, and that's out of play. It's going to be a point for the Wildcats. Great job by Shiloh Eugene and Jordan Jefferson keeping that point alive and eventually winning it that right there for the Wildcats. Now leading the second set 6-4. Taylor gets it over Fry. Gergen on the attack that time, and she'll get the kill. Gillian Gergen. She's having a great tournament so far. The Bearcats had no answer for her yesterday, and she gets the kill right there. Now Plock and Smith coming into the game for the Bulldogs, and Caitlin Smith will get ready to serve. Jefferson passes to Eugene. Gets back over to Jefferson, who will just get it over the net. Now Smith's going to set that up for Catherine Cheek, and that's blocked up top by Micaiah Hill. Tell you what, when Mariah Hill has been in the game, she's done a good job on the front line protecting the net.
For the Wildcats, number 14, Skylar Whitaker.
It's now 7-5 Wildcats as Whitaker gets back there to serve. D to Smith. Emily Plock just keeps that in play right there. 7-6 now. Once again, these left-handed outside hitters for each team. They've been a nightmare to defend. Cheek on the service. Taylor's going to set that up for Jefferson now. And Cheek's able to dig that one out. Looks like Bethune-Cookman touched the net right there, and that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. We're all tied at 7 now here in the second set. So it looked like from here both teams might have touched the net on that one, but it gets called on the Wildcats. She gets it over the net. Taylor sets it up, and that's kept in play by McKee. McKee. That time, Callan Holmes has her attempt blocked at the net by Tynesha Adams and Mariah Hill. And now Hill will come out of the game, and Faith Landreneau, the starting middle blocker, comes back in. And Eugene on to serve. Cheek over to Emily Plock, and Riley Taylor digs that one out. Now Smith's going to set up for Plock once again, and she gets the kill. Point for the Bulldogs, and we're now tied at 8 here in the second set. Now the libero McKee coming out of the game, and Ellie Tubbs going to come back in as Natalie Fry gets ready to serve. And Callan Holmes that time quickly on the kill. It did not go as planned for the Wildcats right there, as the Bulldogs now lead 9-8. Fry on the serve. Whitaker Taylor. Landreneau has her attempt blocked. Now Emily Plock on the attack, and she gets the kill. these left-handed outside hitters, it comes out of their hands so awkwardly on the attack, and it's just very hard to defend. 10-8 now, Bulldogs early on. Taylor to Jordan Jefferson, dug out by Natalie Fry. Now Catherine Cheek on the back row attack, and it stays in play that time. Wildcats are calling for it to be out of play, but linesman called it in. That's going to be a point for the Bulldogs, who now lead 11-8. Brittany Williams does not like that call. She's getting pretty animated over here on the sideline. Natalie Fry gets ready to serve. Taylor to Tynesha Adams, and she gets the kill.
Point, Wildcats.
The Wildcats quickly get that point back.
Carrying the match for the Wildcats, number 1, Janae Higgins, and number 5, Micah Hill.
Now Higgins and Micaiah Hill coming back into the game.
Higgins to serve for the Wildcats.
Higgins is getting ready to serve now. The Wildcats trail in the second set here, 11-9. Higgins on the serve. Cheek pass it to Smith, to L. Tubbs. Dug out by Eugene. Jefferson and Whitaker gets it over the net. Cheek digs that one out. And now Landrino blocks that one, but it's a double hit right there, and that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. Brittany Williams visibly frustrated with these officials right now.
Entering the match for the Bulldogs, number 16, Jillian Gergen.
And now Aspinwall and Gergen coming back in for the Bulldogs. Aspinwall will get ready to serve. And this one's going to go up and over the net. Eugene digs that one out. Higgins to Landrino. And McKee's able to save it, but it goes into the scorer's table, and that's going to be a point for the Wildcats. Their PA announcer almost got taken out right there. Now 12-10 Bulldogs here in the second set as Jordan Jefferson gets ready to serve. Holmes digs that one out. Ellie Tubbs on the attack, and it's dug out that time. Now Whitaker on the attack, out of play, and that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs. Entering the match for
Tell you, the Wildcats so worried about getting over the front line. That time they get it right over the line. They get it right over the out of play line as well. Now Callan Holmes ready to serve. Dug out by Eugene. Higgins going to set it up for Hill. And it's blocked that time by Catherine Cheek and Ellie Tubbs. It's another point for the Bulldogs, now leading 14-10. They're starting to take over momentum. Holmes back to serve once again. Eugene's able to dig that one out. Higgins to Williamson. He able to dig out that attack. And now Catherine Cheek on the attack, and Jefferson digs it out. And that hits the antenna right there, and it's going to be a point for the Bulldogs, now leading 15-10. Coach Brittany Williams calling a timeout, and she is not liking what she is seeing. Brittany Williams getting pretty visibly animated here on the sideline. She is not liking what she's seeing from her team. They're having such a tough time with this Bulldog front line. Just the overall height of it. When Landrino gets out of the front for the Wildcats, there's nothing. There's really been no answer for them. Over on the Bulldog side, just overall a great performance so far. Catherine Cheek really standing out. Second on the team with 6 digs, as well as 7 kills as well. She has been great early on. Emily Plock, left-handed outside hitter, 4 kills as well coming off the bench. And Ellie Tubbs, 4 blocks, 3 kills, really dominating in the middle. Seems like anytime they need a point, they just go right down the middle to Ellie Tubbs or Natalie Fry, and they're coming up big. So Callan Holmes has started this set. She's come in getting her first action of the season. She's played pretty well. The Wildcats are back on the floor, and now the Bulldogs getting back out there as well. We're about ready to go. So the Bulldogs have really taken over momentum now in this set, scoring the last 3 points and now getting their largest lead of the set at 5. Callan Holmes once again ready to serve. And that time it goes right into the net, and that's what the Wildcats needed to get some momentum back. 15-11 now.
Serving for the Wildcats, number 17, Faith Landrino.
And now Landrino going into the back row here. She gets ready to serve. And there's the ace from Faith Landrino. Looked like it might have been missed hit right there, but it landed in play. That was an awkward looking serve, but it worked out for an ace. Andrew gets it over the net there. McKee to Aspinwall. Catherine Cheek, and it's dug out by Landreneau. And Higgins keeps it alive, and Jefferson gets it over the net. A great job by the Wildcats there to keep that alive. And now Ellie Tubbs on a slide attack, and it's blocked by Mariah Hill. So you don't see Ellie Tubbs get blocked at the net very often, but she did that time. That's going to be a point for the Wildcats, who are now back in this at 15-13. Great job by Higgins to keep that alive. And now we have a balloon coming out over the court here. We have a slight delay in play. It looks like it's coming down. Let's see. Hill doesn't quite have the hops to get it yet. Are we going to see some teamwork here? Yeah. Oh, they knock it back up into the air now. It's going back up. It's going up. Not able to hit that with the volleyball. Tell you, the Wildcat players are having some fun with this right now. And the balloon's rising back up into the rafters, and I think we're ready to go here once again. I thought they were going to put the players on each other's shoulders right there, try to get that balloon down. Delantrino on the service, dug out by Cheek. Aspinwall passes to Cheek, who will now attack, and Jefferson's going to dig that attack out. And Higgins that time goes into the net, and that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. Looks like the balloon now is going out of play. Hopefully we don't get delayed by that once again. Ellie Tubbs now ready to serve. Jefferson is going to dig out the serve. Higgins to Hill. Blocked by Natalie Fry. Now Jefferson's going to get it over the net. Holmes. And that time the attack by Natalie Fry. Mariah Hill in the middle doing a great job patrolling the net. And it's a point for the Wildcats, now trailing just 16-14. They've scored 4 of the last 5 points since the timeout. Now Riley Taylor coming into the game to serve. And that time Mariah Hill once again able to get the kill. She's really coming alive here in this set. That's her 4th kill of the match. And now the Wildcats trail by just 1. Cheek digs it out. And now Cheek will go on the attack, and it's blocked by Mariah Hill. Now Gergen goes on to the attack, and it's blocked that time, but the Wildcats not able to corral it. That's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. Tell you, in this tournament, it seems like any time the Bulldogs need a point, they've been able to go to Gillian Gergen, and she's been able to get the kill. Bulldogs now lead by 2, 17-15, as Caitlin Smith comes into the game to serve. Slight delay in the action here as they're wiping up a wet spot there on the court on the Wildcat side. Tell you, the more you watch this Wildcat team, the more impressed you get with Jordan Jefferson. Her versatility to really attack up top and do a great job defensively in the back. That time digging it out was Jefferson once again. And Tynesha Adams gets the kill that time. Nice slide attack by the Wildcats right there as they get back within 1. Whitaker is going to come back in the game now for Avery Williamson. And Whitaker now coming in to serve. Cheek digs that one out. Smith to Catherine Cheek, and Riley Taylor digs it out. And Taylor just going to get it over the net. McKee keeps it alive. And now it's Emily Plock. And once again, left-handed outside hitters causing problems. Emily Plock with the point that time, and Drake now leads by 2.
Catherine Cheek to serve for the Bulldogs.
We're getting late here in the second set. The Wildcats have one more run in them to win it. Taylor's going to set that one up now. Dug out by Caitlin Smith in the back. Now Emily Plock on the attack, and here we go. Now Taylor's going to pass it back over. And Whitaker keeps that one in play. This is going to be a point for the Wildcats. 18-17 now. So this young Wildcats team is so resilient. And Shayla Eugene now ready to serve. She keeps it alive. And Holmes able to get it over the net. Jefferson tried to surprise him right there, doesn't work out. And now Plock on the attack, and she gets the kill. Wildcats have had no answer for Emily Plock in this game. And now Ellie Tubbs comes back into the game to patrol the front line. And Natalie Fry will go to the back to serve. Emily clocked 6 kills on just 12 attacks. She has been very efficient so far. Now Taylor, Tynesha Adams. Looks like she touched the net right there, and that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. Adams didn't particularly like that call, but works out for her nonetheless. It's now 20-17. And Taylor not able, her and Landrino not on the same page right there, and that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs, who now lead 21-17. Natalie Fry back to serve once again. Whitaker digs it out. Not quite able to handle it that time. That's going to be another point for the Bulldogs. And Brittany Williams going to take her second time out here, the second set. The Bulldogs now lead 22-17. So it has really been the story of the tournament so far for the Bulldogs. They've played a lot of close sets, but every time late in the set, yesterday against Sam Houston, now today against Bethune-Cookman, their experience is showing they've been able to come away with big points late in the set. I think that just comes from having so many different options to attack. Catherine Cheek, who plays in the back oftentimes, leads the team in kills right now with 7. Also second on the team in digs with 7 digs. Emily Plock has come off the bench with 6 kills. Ellie Tubbs, 4 blocks, 3 kills. Natalie Fry, 3 kills as well. Grace Schofield led the team in kills yesterday, only has 3 so far today. Just so many different options. Gillian Gergen, a big part in the win yesterday, been relatively quiet today. When you have this many options to attack, it's hard not to get points, and Drake is really showing just how good they are. 23-10 a season ago, returning 5 starters. You're seeing that experience right now. And for Bethune-Cookman, they trailed early in the set. They were able to get back into it, but when they need these points late in the set, they haven't quite been able to get them. Wildcats are back on the court, and now the Bulldogs walking back on as well. Natalie Fry still serving for the Bulldogs. Official having a word with Coach McBroom for the Bulldogs before we get back underway. Bit of a lengthy conversation here. Not sure exactly what they're talking about. It's over now. I think we're about ready to get underway again.
Natalie Fry to serve for the Bulldogs.
Once again, Natalie Fry back to serve. And here we go. Eugene digs that one out. Taylor to Tynesha Adams, and Adams gets the kill that time. Much needed point for the Wildcats, who now trail 22-18.
The match for the Wildcats, number 1, Janae Higgins, and number 5, Micah Hill.
Higgins and Hill back into the game now for the Wildcats. As libero Kylie McKee coming back in for the Bulldogs, replacing Natalie Fry. Higgins ready to serve. Almost passes it to Smith. Chubbs down the middle, but that time it's dug out by Eugene. And Whitaker, a back row attack, dug out by Catherine Cheek. Smith to Emily Plock, and she gets the kill right there. Emily Plock has done such a great job attacking today. No errors so far on the attack, 7 kills. She's been lethal on that left side.
And number 18, Mackenzie Smith.
Now Mackenzie Smith is going to replace Emily Plock now. She's getting her first action of the season. Paige Aspinwall comes in ready to serve. Bulldogs up 23-18 here in the second set. Higgins to Jefferson. Blocked up top and now dug out by Catherine Cheek. Callan Holmes blocked by Landrino that time. Looks like the Bulldogs touch the net right there, and that's going to be a point for the Wildcats. Now Jordan Jefferson gets ready to serve. And now Sterling Williamson will come in to replace number 14, Skyla Whitaker. Callan Holmes digs out to serve. Aspinwall sets up Cheek. And Catherine Cheek on the back row attack gets the kill. And now the Bulldogs will have set point once again, up 24-19. As Callan Holmes will come in to serve.
Serving for the Bulldogs, number 13, Callan Holmes.
Service from Holmes. Dug out by Jefferson. Higgins over to Williamson, and Kylie McKee digs it out. Aspinwall to Catherine Cheek, and that lands in play, and that's set 2 for the Bulldogs. Catherine Cheek with her 9th kill of the game. 25-19, the Bulldogs take the second set and now lead 2-0. Catherine Cheek, 9 kills so far. Emily Plock with 7. We'll be back with more Sam Houston Tournament Volleyball here on the Bearcat Sports Network.
Lately, Bud Light's been talking about what's on their cans. But at Miller Lite, we focus on what's in our can. More taste, less calories, and half the carbs. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
Dude, what's up with your sandwich?
Oh, this is HEB Bear Bread. You know, the network, they heard bear and assumed that it meant naked.
So what does bear bread mean?
It just means it doesn't have crust, which makes it great for all kinds of sandwiches, like the BLT or turkey, tuna salad, any of them.
They all do look good.
Yeah, it's totally SFWL. Safe for work lunches.
Makes sense. I get it.
HEB Bear Bread, part of HEB's Primo Picks All-Star lineup.
You got a little something.
When you make something first, you can spell it however you want. Miller Lite, the original light beer. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
What does it mean to be Southland strong?
It's not just big wins.
It's success in the classroom
and being engaged with service,
family, passion,
integrity,
overcoming adversity,
hard work and dedication,
bettering people around you,
striving for excellence,
leadership and competition
on our campuses
and in our communities.
We are Southland Strong.
Lately, Bud Light's been talking about what's on their cans. But at Miller Lite, we focus on what's in our can. More taste, less calories, and half the carbs. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
Dude, what's up with your sandwich?
Oh, this is HEB Bear Bread. You know, the network, they heard bear and assumed that it meant naked.
So what does bear bread mean?
It just means it doesn't have crust, which makes it great for all kinds of sandwiches, like the BLT or turkey, tuna salad, any of them.
They all do look good.
Yeah, it's totally SFWL. Safe for work lunches.
Makes sense. I get it.
HEB Bear Bread, part of HEB's Primo Picks All-Star lineup.
You got a little something.
All right, we're back with more Sam Houston Tournament Volleyball here on the Bearcat Sports Network as Drake is taking on Bethune-Cookman, and Drake has won the first 2 sets rather convincingly, 25-16 and 25-19 there in the second set. Catherine Cheek is really leading the way for the Bulldogs. She leads the team in kills with 9, has 9 digs as well, which is good for second on the team. But just the overall diversity of attack from the Bulldogs was really standing out and really giving them the dominant edge so far. After Catherine Cheek, Emily Plock with 7 kills off the bench. She's been very efficient on just 13 attacks. And Ellie Tubbs blocking shots up top. Natalie Fry, the other middle blocker, doing a good job. Grace Schofield led the team in kills yesterday. Been quieter today, but it hasn't been a problem. And for Bethune-Cookman, they just have to figure out how to get around this front line. There's now Janae Higgins, a lone senior for the Wildcats, getting ready to serve. And the third set's underway. Cheek will dig that out. Aspinwall sets up Gillian Gergen. And not sure what it was right there, but a violation on the Bulldog leads to a point for the Wildcats. And now Higgins gets ready to serve once again. And there's up and over. She digs that one out. And looks like the Bulldogs a little out of sync right there. It's another point for the Wildcats. Miscommunication right there on the set by Paige Aspinwall. And Higgins on a serve, up and over the net. Jurgen. That's it. And now Callan Holmes on the attack. It's dug out by Whitaker. Now Jordan Jefferson on the attack. Another violation, and I think Ellie Tubbs touched the net right there, and it's going to be another point for the Wildcats, who start off set 3 up 3-0. Higgins gets ready to serve once again. She's going to pass that to Aspinwall. You get it to Callan Holmes, and it's blocked by Faith Landreneau and hit out of play by Catherine Cheek, and that's going to be another point for the Wildcats. 4-0 here early on in the third set. A real change in momentum here early on. Much needed change for the Wildcats as well. Now Higgins on the serve. McKee digs it out. Aspinwall over to Gergen, dug out in the back by Whitaker. Now Jordan Jefferson on the attack. Sheik's able to dig it out. Now Callan Holmes. It's dug out by Eugene. Higgins keeps it alive. And now Whitaker's going to get it over. Tubbs pass it to Aspinwall. Back to Callan Holmes. And she'll get the kill right there. First point of the set for the Bulldogs right there after surrendering the first 4. And now Callan Holmes will go back ready to serve. Wildcats leading the Bulldogs 4-1 here early on in the third set. Holmes gets it over. And Eugene not able to pass that one. And that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs right there. Service ace for Callan Holmes. Eugene that time able to get it to Higgins. And Jefferson runs into the stanchion right there, and that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. Wasn't able to get that one over the net anyway, and now the Bulldogs lead, the Wildcat lead trimmed to 4-3. Holmes on the serve, out of play, and that's going to be a point for the Wildcats. And now Sterling Williamson coming in for Skyla Whitaker. Jordan Jefferson gets ready to serve. Jefferson gets it over. And Gergen on the attack, and she gets the kill that time. Landreneau and Williamson not able to get it over the net that time. And now Tubbs will get back there ready to serve. Bulldogs trailing 5-4 here in the third set. And Williamson not able to keep that one alive, and Drake now ties it at 5. Service ace right there for Ellie Tubbs. We're tied at 5 here in the third set. Tubbs serves it up and over. Eugene keeps it alive to Jefferson. Williamson will just get it over the net. Holmes to Aspinwall. Back to Gillian Gergen, and Jefferson's able to dig that out after the block by Landreneau. Great job by Aspinwall to keep that alive. Now Shayla to Eugene. Over Sterling. Williamson keeps that in play, and that's going to be a point for the Wildcats. Great job by Faith Landreneau with some blocking up top. And now it's 6-5 Wildcats here in the third set. Mariah Hill will now replace Landreneau up top as Landreneau goes back to serve. And an ace by Faith Landreneau right there. That's the second time she's been able to attack the weak side for a service ace. The Wildcats now lead 7-5. And Landreneau that time serves it into the net. 7-6 now. So Emily Plock and Caitlin Smith are going to come into the game now for Gillian Gergen and Paige Aspinwall. Yesterday was Gillian Gergen that was a problem for the Bearcats. Today it's been Emily Plock that's been a problem for the Wildcats. Smith gets it over the net. Higgins over to Williamson, and it's blocked right there by Emily Plock. And now Jefferson will get it back over the net. Holmes to Caitlin Smith. To Emily Plock, and she keeps it in play. Once again, Emily Plock. She's been so efficient today on her attacks and does it again right there for her 8th kill of the match. And the Bulldogs tie this game up at 7. Jean to Higgins. And Hill that time blocked by Natalie Fry and Catherine Cheek. The Bulldogs take their first lead of the set at 8-7. we go, Caitlin Smith on the serve. Jefferson over to Higgins. Sterling Williamson gets it over. Smith now going to set up Catherine Cheek. Jefferson's able to dig it out. Higgins gets it back over to Williamson. Great job by McKee to keep it alive. Now Cheek on the attack, and it's blocked by Mariah Hill.
Wildcats. Entering the match for the Wildcats.
Mariah Hill's done such a great job protecting the net today. She's a little outside against this Bulldog front line, but does not lack explosive athleticism. We're tied at 8 here in the third set as Riley Taylor, the freshman, is back to serve. She keeps it alive for the time being, and she'll just get it over the net. Taylor's going to set up Sterling Williamson. And now Emily Plock on the attack, and she attacks it right into the net right there. It's going to be a point for the Wildcats. Wildcats keeping it close so far in this third set. Now Taylor's going to get it up and over. Natalie Fry able to dig it out. Now Plock on the attack, and that time she gets the kill. I'm not sure the Wildcats have an answer for her. Every time they've gone to her, just about every time they've gone to her, it's resulted in something good. Catherine Cheek now to serve. Taylor, Williamson, and Williamson gets the kill that time. Sterling Williamson coming from the left side, attacking right down the middle. Now Williamson will be replaced by Skylar Whitaker, who will go back to serve. Wildcats lead 10-9. And now it's been Callan Holmes on the attack. Eugene digs it out. Taylor's going to set up Jordan Jefferson. Kept alive by McKee, and now Catherine Cheek is going to get it over. Eugene digs that out once again. Now back row attack by Whitaker. Caitlin Smith digs that one out. And blocked by Mariah Hill. And that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. I think the Wildcats touched the net right there, and we're now tied at 10. Ellie Tubbs will come back into the game as Natalie Fry goes back to serve. We're tied at 10 here in the third set. Bulldogs lead 2-0. Now it's 11-10 as a service ace by Natalie Fry. Whitaker was not able to handle that serve in the back row. Riley Taylor a little slow to get up right there. Although it looks like she's fine, she's not coming back. She's not coming out of the game. The official's going to wipe the floor a little bit here, make sure it's dry. Slight delay in the action. And it looks like we're about ready to go again. Natalie Fry back to serve. Last ace was her second of the game. And here we go. Jefferson on the attack, right into the net that time. Drake now leads 12-10 here in the third set. Fry gets it over, Eugene to Riley Taylor. Back to Tynesha Adams, kept alive right there by Plock. And now Jordan Jefferson on the attack, it's blocked right there. Smith's going to set it up for Callan Holmes. And Holmes gets the kill on the off-speed attack. Brittany Williams calling for some kind of violation over there on the Bulldogs. Doesn't get the call, and now the Bulldogs lead 13-10. Fry on the serve. Eugene passes it to Riley Taylor. Setting up Jordan Jefferson now. Out of play, and now the Bulldogs lead 14-10. It's only a matter of time here before Brittany Williams uses the timeout. Down 14-10. You can't let the Bulldogs get on any extended run here in the third set. Already down 2-0. And now Whitaker's just going to get it over the net. She keeps it alive. Smith to Ellie Tubbs. And Whitaker not able to handle that one. And Drake gets another point right there, 15-10. And Williams going to call timeout now. Bulldogs have scored 6 straight points. And this is what Bethune-Cookman could not afford. An extended run by the Bulldogs. So you just see overall diversity in the Bulldogs attack. It's been so tough to handle. Catherine Sheik, Emily Plock, each with 9 kills. Ellie Tubbs, Gillian Gergen, and Callan Holmes, each with 4 kills. Just so tough to handle when you don't know where the attack is coming from. As far as the Bulldogs go, Mariah Hill has done a good job protecting the net, along with Faith Landrino, but sometimes they're just not able to get there, and it's been wide open down the middle for the Bulldogs. Brittany Williams right now employing her team to step up over there. Looks like she's looking at Jordan Jefferson right now. Jefferson, the Bulldogs' most versatile player, tied for the team lead in kills, and as well, she also leads the team in digs. About ready to go once again is Natalie Fry, still serving for the Bulldogs. They scored 6 straight points now. And Taylor sets it up for Jefferson. That's dug out by Catherine Sheik in the back. Smith's going to set up Emily Plock. Dug out by Whitaker. Whitaker not able to get it over the net that time. That's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. 16-10 now. This set's really starting to get away from the Wildcats. Taylor's going to set up Tynesha Adams. And the Bulldogs ran into the net that time. That's going to be a point for the Wildcats, a much needed one at that. Mariah Hill coming out of the game now. They're Faith Landrino. Shayla Eugene to get ready to serve. Pass it over to Smith. Gets it right back to Holmes. And Whitaker is able to dig it out, but isn't able to keep it alive for long. It's going to be another point for the Bulldogs. It's now 17-11. Here's the Bulldogs getting close to closing this thing out in straight sets. Now Emily Plock will go back to serve for the first time today.
Emily Plock to serve.
She gets it over. Taylor's going to set up Tynesha Adams. This dug out by Kylie McKee. Now, Callan Holmes, it was blocked. She's able to get it over. Now Jordan Jefferson will go on the attack. It's tipped up top by Ellie Tubbs. And now Holmes back on the attack, and that time on the off-speed hit gets the kill. Brittany Williams really not liking what she's seeing from her team right now. They look a little bit disorganized. The diversity in attack by the Bulldogs is really affecting them. Eugene to Riley Taylor. Now Jefferson goes on the attack, and Plock is able to dive and dig it out. Callan Holmes gets over the net, but is blocked by Landrino. And Tynesha Adams able to kill it right there. It's going to be a point for the Wildcats, who now trail 18-12 here in the third set.
For the Wildcats, number 1, Janae Higgins, and number 5, Micah Hill.
Micah Hill and Janae Higgins back into the match for the Wildcats. And now Gillian Gergen will come in along with Paige Aspinwall.
Higgins to serve for the Wildcats.
Janae Higgins getting ready to serve. And now you see the Bearcat volleyball team here in the building. They're going to play Bethune-Cookman later on today at 6:30. Aspinwall's going to set it up for Holmes. Whitaker is able to dig that one out. Higgins to Jordan Jefferson. Easily dug out by Catherine Sheik. Now Gillian Gergen on the attack, dug out. Now Jefferson on the attack again, and that's over the net. Wildcats want a tip ball, but they're not going to get it. That's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. Ooh, that looks awfully close on the replay. Gergen might have gotten her hand on it.
Entering the match for the Bulldogs, number 1, Danielle Piaski. She will be serving.
Danielle Piaski getting her first action of the year now for the Bulldogs. She gets to serve over the net. Landrino on the attack. And once again, out of play. It's going to be a point for the Bulldogs, now leading 20-12 here in the third set. Piaski once again on the serve. Higgins going to set up Jordan Jefferson. And Jefferson that time gets the kill.
Wildcats.
So team leading 6 of the match, and the Wildcats now trail 20-13.
Jordan Jefferson to serve.
Going to take a major run for the Wildcats right now. Aspinwall is going to set up Catherine Sheik. And Cheek that time gets the kill. Catherine Cheek, her team leading 10th kill of the match, and the Bulldogs now 4 points away from getting the match. Tubbs getting ready to serve now, and McKee will come out in favor of Natalie Fry. Tubbs gets the serve off. Higgins going to pass it to Hill, and Hill hits it out of play. It's now 22-13. And now Micah Hill's going to come out of the game. Jane Smith coming in. 22-13 Bulldogs now. 2 points away from match point. Tubbs that time serves it into the net, and the Wildcats get a point right there, 22-14.
Serving for the Wildcats, number 17, Faith Landreneau.
Now Faith Landreneau's back to serve.
Bulldogs, number 18, Mackenzie Smith.
I know Landreneau's going to come out of the game now.
Entering the match for the Wildcats, number 9, Kaylin Curry, who will be serving.
Kaylin Curry getting her first action of the year. She's going to serve in favor of Faith Landreneau. Aspinwall's going to set it up. Great job by Jefferson there to dig it out. Now Sterling Williamson on the attack. Aspinwall to Catherine Cheek. It's blocked up top by Hill. Higgins, and now Williamson just going to get it over the net. Aspinwall's going to set up for Cheek once again, and she'll get the kill right there.
Point, Bulldogs.
Be a point for the Bulldogs, now leading 23-14, just 2 points away from closing it out in straight sets for the second straight day.
For the Bulldogs, number 11, Emily Block.
Later on today, the Bulldogs at 3:30 are going to take on the Texas Southern Tigers. And at 6:30 tonight, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats will take on the host team, the Sam Houston State Bearcats. Higgins going to set it up for Williamson. Williamson's going to get the kill that time.
Wildcats.
23-15 now. Sterling Williamson starting to get going.
Adams, and number 15, Riley Taylor.
Now Riley Taylor's coming into the game along with Tynesha Adams as Taylor's going to come in to serve. Smith over to Natalie Fry. Jefferson's able to keep it alive. Natalie Fry once again on the attack, and she'll get the kill on the off-speed hit that time. And now the Bulldogs will have match point up 24-14. Now Callan Holmes is going to come in for Danielle Piaski. Wildcats right now facing match point. Catherine Cheek looks ready to go, and now she gets the okay from the referee. Cheek gets it over the net. And now Williamson on the attack, it's blocked. Smith over to Emily Plock, and she'll hit it out of play as the Wildcats survive match point.
Entering the match for the Wildcats, number 14.
Now Skylar Whitaker is going to come into the match, and she's going to serve. 24-16, Drake still has match point. And get it over. Smith keeps it alive, but not for long, as the Wildcats survive match point once again. Whitaker once again will go back ready to serve. Up and over the net. Jefferson keeps it alive. And Riley Taylor gets it over, but it's dug out by McKee. And now Callan Holmes will go on the attack, and Mariah Hill with the block. Mariah Hill blocks Cheek once again, and Hill kills it that time. And the Wildcats survive match point again for the third straight time. All right, here we go. Whitaker once again ready to serve. Cheek digs that one out. And Callan Holmes able to get it over the net. Whitaker to Riley Taylor. To Tynesha Adams. Tacks it out of play, and that is the match. Drake Bulldogs win the third set, 25-18. And for the second straight day, get a straight set victory. The Bulldogs beat the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 25-16, 25-19, and 25-18. Later on today, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats take on the Sam Houston State Bearcats at 6:30. And the Drake Bulldogs take on the Texas Southern Tigers at 3:30. I'm Gabe Myers signing off. Later on today, you'll have Jordan Smith calling the next 3 games here at the Sam Houston State Bearcat Tournament. This has been Bearcat Volleyball here on the Bearcat Sports Network.